Welcome back. TMJ4 News is committed to shining a light on something we all do in our minds but might not realize: implicit bias. Earlier tonight, we aired a special hour-long presentation. Now we want to show you a progressive conversation had by two men right here in Wisconsin. Milwaukee community activist TRACEY DENT connected with a white man from North Freedom, Wisconsin. That man reached out to DENT after he was inspired to change his racist past. SHAUN got them both together in person for the first time.
Hey, TRACEY. How's it going? See you in the flesh now.
When TRACEY DENT and Greg PITTMAN met in person for the first time, they were excited. But this is something long in the works. Last summer, after George Floyd was killed by police in Minneapolis, Greg heard TRACEY on Wisconsin Public Radio, and it changed his life.
We're putting politics over people's lives.
It was real awakening for me.
Greg says he's always known he has had racist tendencies because of the way he was raised.
My father was involved with like the 80s version of Proud Boys.
How often would you say that you've been in a situation where you're the only white person there?
There was only one time, and it was back in high school.
Those learned behaviors led to implicit biases and stereotypes of people who didn't look like him. He's consciously working to change his thinking to help people like TRACEY not feel so alienated.
It feels uncomfortable when you walk into a store and then, you see white people just start staring at you, or they follow you around the store.
The three of us met here at the Sauk County Courthouse, a fitting place to have a discussion about implicit bias, because it was here on these steps about 3 years ago where Baraboo made national headlines for all the wrong reasons.
A group of students from Baraboo High School gave a Nazi salute during a prom photo outside of the courthouse in 2018. One even used a hand gesture which has been associated with white supremacy.
It's disturbing. The local people tried to explain it away, tried to say, oh, that's not what it was. It was, the photographer happened to be making that sign.
It's just opened the eyes to the rest of the state and the rest of the country about Wisconsin. Plain and simple.
Now, 3 years later, the two men are sitting on those same steps to talk about how they can make a difference.
It seems like we're slipping here. We're not gaining any ground.
I think today we gain a lot of ground, and we're cleansing the steps of racism right now by me and you sitting here talking together.
It's an uphill battle for Greg, especially in a county like his, which is 95% white. He feels like the lone voice calling for change.
It's just hard to talk to people. I get frustrated, and I've been shutting down. You just can't, I hate to say it, you just can't fix stupid.
Knowing that you are trying, that's half the battle right there. That you admit that you want to change, you're trying, but it's not going to happen overnight.
Greg is determined to make change in the Baraboo School District to ensure they're teaching the future generations about implicit bias. TRACEY says he'll be right by his side to help in any way he can.
It's good and it's important to get to know each other like what we're doing now, to understand each other. That's how you hit the core, the foundation, and start breaking down the layers of racism.
Reporting for the I-Team, I'm SHAUN Gallagher.
Harvard University created a measuring stick for implicit bias. We'll have information how you can take that test to check your own biases. Look for this story on the TMJ4.com homepage.